Well, all right, here we are again, back at Smith Lake, Alabama, here in Coleman. Uh, I don't know what podcast number we on now.
Number 8.
Number 8. Okay, number 8. I guess we're gonna talk a little bit about our week. It's been opening week for us, and actually opened up in North Alabama, another zone
On private.
on private Monday.
Yeah.
But we also have a very special guest, a young lady we met in Nashville at the National Wild Turkey Convention. Impressed the crap out of me when she started digging through strikers, looking for a good striker, wearing out that pot call. So
anyway, we stopped talking to her. We was talking to and just turned around.
I quit selling and started listening.
That's right.
So and then ran back into her again down at Woods and Water. But anyway, we got Peyton Lowe on the podcast. You there, Peyton?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Thank you.
Well, good deal. Good deal. Now you live what part of Alabama you live in?
Pickens County. I'm from West Alabama. I live in Reform.
In Reform. You're over there where all the turkeys live.
Not around here. We got too many killers around here, not enough turkeys. We don't have enough to go around.
I understand that.
Yeah, so Peyton, I mean, we haven't really got to spend a whole lot of time with you. We've met you twice, and we've been excited about having you on here. And I mean, we love it. We love to see, when females and especially younger females are into turkey hunting. So it leads us to wonder how you got started turkey hunting.
Oh, me. Well, I've been deer hunting since I was probably 3-4 years old, maybe. And it started out, I am a first generation turkey hunter. So my dad, he don't care much about turkeys. My stepdad didn't. I didn't have a granddad that really turkey hunted, but my dad had a best friend through high school that took up a lot of time with me when I was younger, and he's my mentor still to this day. His name is Jeff Criswell. I mean, everything that I know, and I'm not saying that's much, but everything I know, that I owe it all to him. He kept saying over the years when I was young, I want to take you turkey hunting, and I didn't think much about it. But I bought my first shotgun when I was probably 11. And when I got it, he found me a red dot for it. And he had some, I think it was tungsten number 7s hand loaded for me. And he took me. And ever since then, I've been hooked. And so that's really how I learned. That's how I got into it. I was blessed. Jeff is probably one of the most well-known turkey killers around here, around Pickens County, or one of them, And I'm just blessed that I have a mentor that took up so much time with me and kept me into it, because like I said, I didn't really grow up doing it. So this year will be my 12th year, maybe, turkey hunting. And so that's just kind of how it started. I've always hunted, but not always turkey hunted, but that's how it got started.
So how old were you when you killed your first turkey? Did you get one when you was 11?
I think I was 12.
12?
12 years old, yeah.
Yeah, you got a big jump on me. I didn't kill my first one until I was in my 20s.
Same here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I grew up a lot like you, Mal. My dad was he hunted small game. We didn't have no deer, turkey where I grew up anyway, but he rabbit hunted, squirrel hunted. That's what I grew up. Dove hunted. He bought me my first shotgun when I was 11, little single barrel Stevens 20 gauge. But I got into deer hunting. I had some friends that deer hunted when I was in like junior high, something like that. So that's where all that came from, the deer stuff. And then I was about the same. I deer hunted up until, I don't know, me and my brother decided we were going to give it a shot. And neither one of us knew anything. We still, I don't say I know a whole lot now, but we did the same thing, but I wandered around for a couple, 2 or 3 years before I killed my first one. Of course, I didn't have a mentor. You got lucky. You had somebody that knew about it.
I did. I am very blessed, and he reminds me of that every chance he gets. Now he don't let me forget that, but I am thankful because a lot of people, do have to learn on their own, and that says a lot about it too. I have a lot of respect for people that taught themselves because I really didn't have to.
Well, even you guys that's younger and stuff, you got internet you could look at. Back in my day, there wasn't no computers. There wasn't no YouTube
Right.
or nothing else for us. And turkey hunters, how we all, and I'm that way today. I'm very tight-lipped. So nobody would tell you a whole lot. You just had a little trial and error, and every now and then you'd look up and find somebody to give you a little hint here and here, or that's the way it worked for me. And
Right.
I think it was 92 when I killed my first 1997, I think, when I killed my first turkey. But I've sent a few on to glory since then.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a good 12 years. I will say that. And Lord willing, it'll be plenty more, but I enjoy it. I love it. It's my passion. Like when turkey season goes out, I don't stop thinking about turkeys. I think about turkeys in the summertime. I think about turkeys during deer season. I don't care much about deer hunting. And I have a lot of respect for the wild turkey. I feel like almost to the point where any turkey you see is kind of a miracle because they're hunted as soon as the egg hits the ground. They're being hunted their whole life. And that's what's so fascinating to me about turkeys is their, ability to adapt and survive. I have a lot of respect for them for that, but I do love to hunt them and I do love to kill them.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
that's a given for all of us right there. But yeah, you're right. Especially a gobbler. You think about just how few of them hatch anyway out of a nest, and then what few of them survive to make it into the tree, and then make it into that first year, and then make it to a 2-year-old, and then or older, and you kill one of them. I feel like you hit the lottery. I mean, the chances and the odds are just, I feel sorry for the bird sometimes because, I took him out, took his life, but it's also, such a challenge, and the odds are so high or low, I guess, that you would kill one, and to kill that one that made it through all of that just to get called in.
Well, it's one of those things too, like with deer, you kill a deer and you always give it its respect, but there's something spiritual about when you kill a turkey. I mean, it's a whole different feeling.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like it's more personal a hunt. You're talking to that turkey. He's talking to you. And that's what I love about it. Just like we talked about before, one of our best hunts was with Eddie Salter down in Florida, and we didn't kill the turkey, but it was just all that interaction. We interacted with a half a dozen of them, and it was an amazing hunt, and we didn't even knock the safety off. We didn't get close enough to knock the safety off, and to this day, it's the best turkey hunt in the woods I've ever been on. So, yeah, there's something very special about turkeys and turkey hunting.
That's right.
So do you get, when it gets turkey season, are you like us, you kind of get light around work and they're wondering where you're at or?
Yeah. They were laughing at me at work because there was a few mornings I came in late, because I'm listening for turkeys, and it's like my mind just drifts, I may not be, I'm working, but I'm still kind of distracted, I got something to look forward to. But yeah, I kind of go out when as soon as deer season goes out, my mind shifts. So,
Well, my mind stays on it. I get laughed at. My wife laughs at me. I've got on my sun visor, I've got a breast feather or a turkey feather of some kind stuck on my sun visor in every vehicle I got. And she'll go, why have you got that feather sticking right there? I said, you got to keep your eye on the prize. So I've had them.
That's right.
I think the one in my work truck, it was from the bird I killed in Kansas last year. Cause me and Dustin, we're trying to travel around. I don't know if I'm getting up to the age. I don't know if I'll ever be able to kill one in every state, but we're going to give it a shot. Now, do you do a lot of, do you travel out of state? Or are you planning on it?
I try to go somewhere, at least one place out of state every year. And I started this, I think it was 2021, maybe. I went to Florida with my dad, and I killed Osceola, got to experience the whole thing. And it's almost like a travel bug bit me. It took my love for turkey hunting to a different level. I didn't even know such things existed. And I went to Kansas in 2017 when I graduated high school. And don't get me wrong, I had a blast there. I killed a Rio there. But something about Florida just grabbed my heart, and I fell in love with traveling and turkey hunting at the same time. I would probably drive right by the Statue of Liberty if that meant I was going to New York to kill a turkey. I wouldn't even look up, and it's just something about it that is especially when you take people with you that are fun to hunt with and be around.
Yes.
It's fun. It makes it so much better. With all that said, since I've started that, I try to make it a point, basically my vacation every year, to go somewhere. So
now, do you drive or fly?
Well, everywhere I've been so far, we have driven. We drove to South Dakota last year. It was a 20-hour drive. The first, on the way up there, we split it in half, but on the way back, we made it in exactly 20 hours, and I will probably never do that again. Ever.
Trust me, I know all about that straight driving.
I actually think you were in South Dakota when we were in South Dakota last year. When,
we were on the Rosebud.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where you were, the Rosebud?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I was, yeah.
We were we hunted out around Rockersville, right near Mount Rushmore, and all of that was within 5-10 minutes of where we were staying at. So yeah.
Okay.
But we drove right past the Rosebud. We made our trip. It started out was just going South Dakota. Then we said, well, you got to drive through Kansas. Let's make a stop in Kansas. So we got tags for Kansas. So, well, you got to go through Nebraska. So we made a detour. Well, we didn't detour. We just stopped. So we ended up, I killed a turkey in Kansas and he killed one in Nebraska. So now we still got to go back because now we got to reverse our roles. But yeah, that first day when we took off to Kansas, it was 15 hours. And I ain't going to say nothing, but my buddy didn't help me drive none. It was getting dusky dark when we rolled into this Airbnb farmhouse we rented while we were on our way up there. We didn't even have a place to stay I thought we did, but I made a mistake. I've made a lot of mistakes. I misguessed your age. I've misguessed a lot of things.
Well, here's a tip for everybody. If you're going somewhere and they have one little hotel there or motel, you may want to reserve it because we would have never thought there was that many people going to be staying. There was a car show that weekend.
Peyton, this town couldn't have had 50 people in it. It had one little motel that had 8 rooms, and it looked like 3 of them people lived in them full time from the Google picture I got of it, the street view. So we're on our way. We're in Arkansas, I guess, somewhere. Yeah. And Dustin said, "Did you make us reservations up there?" And I go, "I know. There ain't no need to make reservations." I said, "There ain't nobody lives there. It's in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's miles from any interstate or anything. I mean, And he said, "Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and call them." I said, okay. And he called them, and that's when they let us know that they were booked up. They had a car show in town. And
Sir, do you not know that the car show is going on? No, ma'am.
Well, see, that's the good thing about being a female, because, you know, we always are going to, like, double check everything. Or maybe it's just me, but when I go somewhere, I got to have that in order.
I'm one of these, I fly by the seat of my pants a lot, and I ain't a very detailed on that part of it. Somebody over here apparently is a little more detailed on it than I am. But now, you know, I mapped out where we were going and found places, but he found us at Airbnb, which was really a blessing for us. We got a hold of this guy in Kansas who had a farmhouse, and he rented it to us cheaper than we could have got a motel room, and we had a kitchen and, you know, bathroom and everything. It was beautiful out in the middle, right within 10 minutes of where we was hunting.
Nice place to clean your birds.
Oh, yeah, good place to clean turkeys. And he was a real nice guy, and we didn't know it at the time, but about day 2 when we talked to him?
Yeah, I think so, day 2 or 3.
I told him we wanted to stay an extra day, so I called him, and he just met us there to let us pay him. And, of course, he asked if we had been seeing any birds, and being a turkey hunter, I lied. Nope, we ain't seen nothing. They can't hardly cut a track, you know. And he said, well, I'll tell you what. He said, my wife comes up here to clean this house after people stay here, and she's always seeing some turkeys here. He said, everything on this side of the road for a mile I own, and y'all are welcome to go give it a try here if you want to. And, of course, we couldn't wait. It was getting up in the evening time. We done hunted that evening, and I thought he'd never leave so we could blow down that road and see if we could roost one. And we did.
Didn't take us long.
No, we roosted one. Matter of fact, we were sitting on the road hooting at him, and he was gobbling, and we picked him out. We knew what tree he was in. Right, where
we drove right past him.
Well, we drove basically under him. So, you know, you just never know when you don't plan. See how that worked out. I killed that turkey the next morning.
He's not gobbling no more.
No, he one of his breasts.
Y'all going to have people on Airbnb Googling Kansas farmhouse, trying to figure out where it is.
Hey, I'd tell you who it is, but we're not going to say it on the air because there's too many other people out there.
And I've got to go back to Kansas.
Yeah, he's got to go back to Kansas. So, you know, I don't know. Who all do you got a group of friends you travel and hunt with, or you go with your dad, or how?
It's mostly my dad and my mentor, Jeff. He got to go with me. That was always one of my dreams, was for him to get to go. He got to go with us to South Dakota last year, and my brother went, and that's usually who I try to keep and go because they're hilarious. They're fun to be around. We look like Bad News Bears coming through, or somebody like Sanford and Sons or something. It's, you know, it's always fun when you can laugh.
Oh yeah,
and that crew right there, you're gonna do some laughing. So
and it makes the trip short too.
Yeah, the road trip is the fun of it.
I mean, really is. Dustin and I dreamed this podcast crap up out in Texas. Is really where it got its start. We talked about it a lot in Florida, but yeah, it's a long story about how it all came around, but
we've traveled a lot of miles. We've had a lot of time to talk.
A lot of miles. I mean, we got rooked on a ranch out in Texas. He killed a turkey on it. He killed the only turkey on about 6,000 acres. And we'd been there, what, 4 days? 3 days?
3 or 4 days.
Yeah. Anyway, and we were going to come home. And that's one thing our wives have learned since we've got together. Don't count on when we say we're going to be home, because it probably ain't going to be that day. But we were headed, man, where were we at? We were way down south. We was near Victoria, Texas, off down in there, a place called Nixon.
Yeah.
Somewhere, anyway. So we're headed north toward that. We're trying to hit the interstate, and we're going to go through Dallas to start coming home. And I told him, I said, we got tags. You know, we got time. We need to find somebody. And, of course, Mr. Facebook over there, he found us somebody about 3.5 hours further west. So we started in that direction. And at the same time, we was listening to Fistful of Dirt podcast. I'm sure you probably, I don't know if you listen to it or not. I don't know if you're a big podcast person or not, but Cuz Strickland has a podcast called Fistful of Dirt. And it just so happened he was talking about hunting in Texas. And he said on this podcast, he said a blind man can kill a turkey in Texas. And me and Dustin looked at each other like, well, we've been on this for 4 days and we
And hunting hard.
Hunting
They like to
hard,
dart.
yes. And matter of fact, that's how I got kind of tied in with him and Lauren. I sent him an email when I got home and let him know that Ray Charles could not kill no turkey in Texas when we were out there because we spent 9 days. Oh, well, no, we went 9 days. How many days was we out there? Yeah, pretty close, 7 or 8.
We left on a Sunday and we came back on a Saturday, I think.
Okay, yeah, well,
Yeah.
we was out there a good while. Anyway, we found a guy and we hunted his place in Winters, Texas. I ain't afraid to tell you that because if you go out there, there's turkeys, but you're in the middle of nothing. And then we traveled south from there another couple of hours to another ranch that he knew about, and we spent the night there, and both of us killed turkeys on that ranch that next day.
There was a reason for that.
What?
It was April 9th.
Oh, it
My
was your dad's birthday. Yeah. We always end up killing turkey on April 9th. You going to be in the woods April 9th?
Absolutely. I'll be somewhere.
So you got you a group. So where you got any plans on where you're going this year?
I'm gonna try to go to Kentucky, and I've got some family in North Carolina. I don't know if that's gonna happen yet or not, but maybe. But mostly Kentucky for sure. I found somebody up there. It's close to, I think it's like an hour south of Paducah. It's kind of beside land between the lakes.
Oh yeah,
Like around K-Diz?
Do you know?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's where we hunt at in K-Diz.
we got a place in K-Diz we're going to be hunting. So
Yeah,
you get up that way. Always text us. We might not be far apart. We can meet up for dinner or something one night or something.
We know a couple of good places in K-Diz.
Yeah,
I'll have to send you dates. I have always heard a lot of good things about Kentucky, and I've just always wanted to go and try it. And so that's kind of where I plan this year for the most part.
The birds run a little heavier up that way.
That's for sure.
They are heavier. I was going to hunt another farm on the east end of Kentucky in a little town called Russellville, but I've had a business trip I got to go on, and it kind of screwed that up. So opening weekend, I'm going to be with me and Dustin's going to be up in K-Diz hunting that farm. That's what, the 13th? The opening day up there is the 13th of April. So we'll be up there that night of the 12th. And
I think I'll be there.
Are you going to be up there?
The 26th,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think. I'll have to go back and look.
Well, we'll be in and out of there, especially if we don't kill. Of course, we got, how many can you kill up there? 2?
2.
2?
Yeah.
Last year, we thought we had it, and the boy that's letting us hunt up there had been there the week before and said turkeys were gobbling their heads off. And we got up there it was late in the evening, kind of drizzly rain. Cold and nearly dark. And where we parked, a dang turkey was roosted in the tree above us. And we just thought, man, we got this made. And we got out the next morning. We walked off that hill into this property. And brand new skidder trail in there. They weren't logging it, but they had cut a road in and they'd been hauling trees out from another man's property. And this ain't but a couple of 100 acres maybe.
Yeah.
And it run every bird on that little island. This thing's an island of trees, a couple of 100 acres, and then it's surrounded by nothing but agriculture fields all the way around it. And I don't know where them birds left, but they weren't there. There wasn't one bird there. I think we saw the only bird, and it was late leaving, and it probably left that night when we scared it out of the tree. But we got up there, what? I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. You may have seen a video I posted on it. I don't know, but there's some turkeys up there right now. I hope they're still there. They ain't no guarantees. You know how turkeys are.
Oh, yeah.
Just when you think you know what they're going to do,
they move.
Yep, they move. They don't walk the way they've been walking every day. I hunted one up last week. I had him on a camera. I had a camera on the road. That turkey had been walking that road every day between 3:30 and 4:30. Of course, I left work early. Then my camera started going off, and he was there between 1 and 2 o'clock. I didn't see the first thing. I sat there from 2:30 to dark. Not the first turkey come down that road, and he'd been doing it every day that week. So yeah, you can't out for such a little brain. You can't outthink them for sure.
Oh no, and they're not on no time clock, and they don't know any. Do what they want to do whenever they want to do it.
Nope, you're 100% right on that. So when you turkey hunting, of course we know you love a pot call. Is that your go-to, or do you use mouth calls, box calls? What's your normal routine? Or what do you carry around in your vest? And I saw that vest you posted that your mama made you, or your grandmother, or somebody made you.
Yeah, my mother handmade me that vest. She passed away in August, so I retired the vest, and I went to something different. I tried to lighten it up a little bit, and right now I'm just carrying one pot call and one striker, and my mouth call pouch. I'm not knocking box calls in any kind of way. They're not my thing. I've never really used them, and I'm a little bit more confident on a pot call, probably more so than anything, but I will use a mouth call too. But pot call is probably my strong suit, if I had to say.
I would tend to agree with you, just
Me
from
too.
what little bit I've heard.
Yeah, I'm gonna say from the time I started turkey hunting up until I was probably, I don't know, 21, 22, I bet I had a turkey call in my hand for over half of the year. Oh, yeah. So that's kind of what started. And really, what really started it was, like I said, I didn't, my dad didn't hunt, my stepdad didn't hunt, and I couldn't, before I turned 16, I don't have turkeys at my house, so I couldn't go unless my mentor took me. And if I wasn't in school, he worked. He's a full-time guide at Westerville Lodge in Aliceville.
Oh,
and so
I bet I've met him before. I've hunted down there a few times back
he
years
knows
ago.
everybody.
Oh yeah.
Well, anyway, so turkey calling was the only thing I could do to try to get better, to pass the time that didn't require me to leave the house. And so that's what really drove me. And I tell you what else that really drove me crazy when I first started. When everybody first starts with a turkey call, they're kind of shy, it's kind of vulnerable moment. You already know you don't sound good. And really what used to burn me up is my mentor would say, he would take me and he would say, when I yelp, I want you to yelp on your call and we'll sound like two turkeys. And we've killed a lot of turkeys that way and still do. But what really used to light a fire in me is when they would gobble back at him, but not me.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
I'd go home and crank on it, for 3 or 4 hours. I could not stand that. And so that's another thing that kind of kept it going. And then once I started getting better, I would record myself, turn the video on, set the phone down, walk out there. Then you come back and listen to it and you think, well, I can do this better, or I need to slow this down. Well, next thing you know, you spend an hour practicing. So that's really another reason that I've just it's always a turkey call in my hand. There's no telling how many times my mother threatened me to throw all them turkey calls away. She'd holler at me, go outside with them turkey calls. So
on the pot call, what's your favorite surface to play? You like slate, glass?
When I'm hunting, it's probably slate or ceramic. But as far as sounding the best, I'm going to say crystal. Slate is a little bit more forgiving. It's it can get finicky in certain conditions, but for the most part, it's the most consistent to me, in my opinion. And I've had a ceramic call for 5 or 6 years, and I can't seem to just put it all the way up. But
I love my ceramic.
Me too.
Ceramic, yeah, I love ceramic. That's probably my favorite. As far as sounding the best and consistent, it's going to be somewhere right there in the middle. But everybody has their own preference, but that's mine.
Well, do you ever got any calling contest, or since you called so much in practice, you ever get out and get into any of those things?
I did. We had one local here in Reform, and I won it the first year. And then the second year, I came in second. And you know how in a calling contest, whoever draws number one, you get to go again, or most of the time. That's how they did it. I guess so people can't copy like the way you do it or whatever. So I drew number one, of course. And they say whoever drew number one again, so you're going to have a second turn. Well, I drew number two. And of course, my nerves were so, I was nervous that I didn't do as good the second year, but I still came in second, but I was still mad. I came in second.
Well, you've done better than me because I've never had the nerve to get in one of them.
Well, this one was not, it was not big. It was like, we're in Reform, Alabama, so it wasn't that big, but it was big to me. I was pretty young, probably 17 maybe, but it was an experience.
So you don't do them anymore? That was just a couple of years you did that, or?
Well, my mentor keeps telling me, Jeff, he wants me to enter in some of these contests, but I don't know. He tries to talk me into it, but I don't know. I guess I could. I don't feel like I'm that good, but he wants me to.
Well, I'm going to have to side with him a little bit there. I ain't heard make all the different sounds, but what I've heard, I tend to agree with him. You've got a talent. You've got a real talent. I'd like to see you on stage in Nashville one of these days.
That makes me so nervous. I think that's the reason I won't. I just get too nervous about it. I mean, in the woods, I'll yelp in front of anybody, but if you put me in front of, a whole bunch of people, that makes me nervous for whatever reason.
Well, I understand. That's why I've never done it. So I've just not. First off, I don't think I can call that good anyway, but I don't. That big crowds like that, and you get around people that sounds good. I just could. I never have. I enjoy sitting and listening to them, but I just never have got in one. Now we got some friends over in Georgia, the Talk About It Outdoors guys. I don't know if you ever listened to them. If you hadn't, check them out. They're pretty cool guys. Most of them now are doing a lot of calling contests. And Nick Wilson, he started the game call business. He makes mouth calls, and he was actually on stage in Nashville this year. So it was his first time to make it. I don't know. There's some kind of qualifying you got to do. You got to place in 2 or 3 somethings.
And he placed right before Nashville, so he said he gets to go back to Nashville next year.
Yeah, he's already qualified.
Yeah, he's already qualified.
So, but do you make the convention every year or?
Well, this past time it happened, that was my first time going.
It's amazing.
I have never that many people in one place in my lifetime
that loved a turkey hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have the same goal: kill a turkey. If you think about how many people, and they said there was close to 70,000 people there. If just 75% of them kill one turkey, that's a lot of turkeys going down.
It is.
But and that's another thing that makes them amazing. And like I said, like you said too. I mean, they're just a special bird. And,
They are.
so how has your season been going? You've had luck. I assume you've had some luck. And,
Yeah.
you hearing a few?
Scratched out a few here and there. It started out kind of slow. Opening day was so windy.
It was terrible.
And then day here, it was like thunderstorms real bad. And that evening, it started picking up after those first 2 days. So, and then it's going again. It was like up, down, and now we're kind of just flat right now.
I enjoyed opening day. I don't know. You and Dustin, I don't know what the deal is, but I had one killed by 7:15, so I was eating a bacon biscuit and drinking coffee.
I was fighting the wind.
I was going to say, I was probably looking for my hat that blew off, when opening daybreak.
It was windy. I never heard a gobble, but apparently I said something that 5 or 6 hens liked, and they drug a couple with them out across in front of me. So.
I did hear a hen, but that's it. And it seemed like the wind just kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and I hunted all day, and I was over it.
Yeah, that Tuesday, I was the same way. I didn't go out that morning, but that afternoon, I mean, I was waiting in the truck for the last drop of rain to hit, and as soon as it did, I got out and called one up myself and shot a tree.
Have you ever shot a tree, Peyton? Have you ever been a turkey right in front of you and just shoot a tree?
I'll say this. If I've shot a tree, I didn't know it, but I have enough misses to go around, so I'm not going to say anything negative about shooting a tree.
Well, I'm going to say something negative because I witnessed him shooting one tree one year he shot a tree in Florida. He killed a Florida tree. And I done had a beat on that turkey. We're sitting side by side, but he pulled the trigger first. Well, we didn't really talk about it anyway. He was going to shoot.
No. And we were excited.
And it was exciting, yeah. We had old Eddie Salter back there behind us. I think he had woke up for that.
Yeah, first evening in Florida.
Yeah, he went to sleep on us back there. We thought he died on us, to be honest with you. He called a few times, and then, 20, 30 minutes went by. We didn't hear nothing. We couldn't see him, and it was like, did he die? But he had drove all night from Ohio, stopped at his house and mailed a few things, and then drove on down to Central Florida where we was. And he's 70 years old. I'd be sleeping too. My brother laughed at me Saturday. Matter of fact, it was Saturday. We was sitting in the blind, or not blind, in chairs, and I told him, I said, I think I'm going to catch me a little nap. And he thought I was kidding. And he woke me up. He said, you're over there snoring. Wake up. He said, I ain't never seen nobody go to sleep like you did. And I said, I told you I was going to take me a little nap. It was right in the heat of the day anyhow. It was done 11 o'clock. We was about to get up and leave.
I like those naps in the woods. They're peaceful.
They are.
I'd rather kill a turkey and nap on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather be out there napping than at my house. But
Oh, yeah. But if I've got one hung up or cleaned and I can stretch out and relax, then the rest of the day you can coast.
that's right.
Somebody can't coast. Somebody still got a little pressure on them sitting next to me over here. He hadn't brought one home yet.
He hadn't?
I got close Saturday.
No. He got close. Well, you've had a couple of close calls.
Yeah.
We're going to try to rectify that Saturday. Or Friday. Well, maybe Friday. Well, I don't know if we get down there early enough Friday evening or not. But we're going to try to take one out because our time in Alabama is very short because we start traveling. Actually, I'm supposed to leave. We're going to get back Sunday, and then me and my wife's supposed to get in the car and drive to Little Rock, Arkansas to watch this dang eclipse thing. But I think it's going to be cloudy, and we probably ain't going to go. But then the next weekend, we'll be going to Kentucky.
And Tennessee.
And then the following weekend, we're in Tennessee. And then depending on what we do in both those places, depending on where we're going back to. So we'll spend the better part of April in Kentucky and Tennessee, and then May 6th, 7th, and 8th. I think's our dates. We're going to be in Oklahoma. We're going out there somewhere.
Fort Cobb.
Is it Fort Cobb?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're going way out there to chase a Rio down, I guess, again. Just to say we got Oklahoma knocked off our list.
Hopefully. If not, we'll just stay a few extra days.
I hope Tennessee's off. I've already killed, and you've killed in Kentucky too. We've already killed Kentucky birds, so we're just hunting up there because it's good hunting. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to love it. When you get up there, you're going to love it. Like
I hope so.
The birds, like I said, they run 4 or 5 pounds heavier than the birds here, easy. I got a fan downstairs, a buddy of mine killed. I was up on this farm I was supposed to get to go to. I ain't getting to go to this year. And I killed one, and he was a good bird. He's probably 3 years old, but he killed one. His fan, I swear, was 4 to 6 inches wider than mine. It was a huge turkey.
Well, that big bird I got mounted in my house, that's my Kentucky bird.
Is that the Kentucky bird?
Yeah. They come from Mayfield, Kentucky.
But
it was right
It all worked.
Well, maybe when you get to Kentucky, you'll have some luck, and you never know. We may be back up there that weekend. Who knows? You'll have to let us know what those dates are.
I will. I'll have to look at my calendar because honestly, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Listen to this. A turkey hunting queen, that's what I called you. I put your phone number in there, and I have to do something. Sometimes I forget names because I'm an old man. So under your name, I put Turkey Queen. That way, if I can't remember your name, I at least can put turkey or something. It'll start pulling up things. So
okay. Well, yeah.
So hopefully we can do that. We're going to keep in touch anyway. We talked about it before, but hopefully once season's over, we want to touch base with everybody we've been talking to and just see how the season went and that kind of thing. Because I feel for sure you're gonna take a few for a ride home before the season's over, no matter where you're hunting at.
It's going steady right now. Kind of slow, but also steady. So it's going, and I'm just glad to be hunting. Honestly,
It's such a small window.
I know. That's what I tell everybody. I go, look, I don't have but just a few weeks, and I'm going to take every chance I can get. I let work suffer. I own a heating and air company, and they know if I'm not at work that morning, I'm turkey hunting, or I'll look at them about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and they know because my gun and my clothes are in the truck. I never take them out.
I'm going in the morning.
What? In the morning?
Yep.
Where are you going?
To a small piece of private.
Oh, I know where you're going.
in the woods.
You hear that? How would you feel, Peyton, if your hunting partner just says, "I'm going tomorrow"?
You didn't call me Monday when you went.
If I could get you in over there, I'd get you in. This come
about today, no joke, on a job that I was on.
Oh, this ain't the same.
Mm-mm.
Oh, well then I don't know about it, but where I hunt, Peyton, is my uncle's farm, and I'm having trouble. I want to carry my son over there. My son, which is his great nephew. And he's giving me a hard time about bringing him over there. And he don't even turkey hunt. He don't care nothing about turkeys.
I completely understand.
Well, I mean, I'm glad he's that way. But, I mean, my son, this tells you how old I am. He's 30, 31 years old. And he ain't killed a turkey since he was 12. He just didn't care much about it, but he's kind of got back into it. And I wanted to carry him over there. There's a few birds over there. And like I said, I've done killed 2. And I know I can kill one more and not hurt nothing. And I told him the other day, I said, I'm going to bring Christian over here. And he said, who? Because he's 84. I said, Christian. And he kind of looked at me, and my aunt looked at him. He said, Christian, his son, your great nephew. Oh. And I said, yeah, he ain't killed a turkey since he was 12 years old. Well, I don't know. I don't know. And she looked at me, my aunt looked at me, she said, you bring that boy over here if he wants to come over here. So I don't know if I can pass you off, Dustin, as Christian. I might, kid. I ain't seen him in a while.
I'm
You'll have to shave though. He can't grow a beard.
Oh, I'm out. I'm out.
So, but anyway, we're not going to keep you on here all night, but we do appreciate you stepping in here. I don't know. I was hoping you had your pot call in your hand. You could do a little call for us or something before you got off of here.
I forgot all about it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
You know it's laying right beside
Maybe
her.
next time, I told you I'm call shy.
Yeah, okay.
You know, next time. But I do appreciate y'all. I've had a good time, and I hope we do stay in touch because y'all got all the connections. I don't.
We don't have no connections. We just like you.
We're making our way.
We're
the
making
only way
our
we
way
know
around.
how.
That's right.
Right.
So,
But if
I
you
mean,
decide to, if
we
you
thought
decide
we
to
made
go,
a connection when we found you.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it works.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't think y'all were going to be back at Woods and Water, honestly. I mean, it's a miracle we saw each other that night because I almost didn't go. And if I hadn't have, we probably would have never even figured out who each other was,
No, and, we talked about that in Nashville that, they were going to be down there and we was going to try. And it was a miracle me and Dustin both even got there.
We both had to travel from Florida.
Yeah, he was down in Central Florida for the work, and I was down in Destin for a meeting, and he got home a little before I did, and we just turned around and left. I mean, we hadn't been there long when y'all came in.
What did I tell you? It was I drove 946 or 26 miles that day to try to get home.
So it was a long day for us. And then who was that with you that night?
Just one of my friends.
Okay. I didn't know if it was you got sisters. I didn't know if you had sisters or brothers or whatever, but
I got those too.
Well, you like me.
My brother's the one that he came to Nashville with me too. I don't know if y'all saw him there.
No. I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
Well, he enjoys it too.
So he's a turkey hunter.
Yeah, when he's not in school or baseball.
Oh, well.
He graduated. So
it's rough on baseball players to turkey hunt because it's all right here together.
I tell him that all the time. If I pick at him, like, you can't kill turkeys and play baseball at the same time. That's just how it works.
No, I missed most of my kids' Saturday baseball games. I didn't make a Saturday game, I don't think, the whole time they played. I'd make them weeknight ones, but Saturdays I was in the woods. Like I said, you only got that short, about 6 weeks or so? They're making it harder and harder on us anyway, moving the seasons around.
It is, yeah.
But, we're definitely going to check back in with you later on in the year, and we do appreciate you getting on the show with us.
Thank y'all for letting me be on. I enjoyed it.
Hey, I think you're the first person that's told us you enjoyed it, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But maybe maybe one of these days we can even get in the woods together. Who knows? We didn't know we was going to be doing this. So, but do
maybe
keep in.
y'all up for me.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know about that. I think we'll let the
turkey queen,
queen of the pot call, handle it for us. Do all the calling. See, if she's calling with a pot call, we hold the guns up. See, that's part of my master plan.
Yeah, and we're old.
I'm older than all of you, so. But,
hey, that's fine with me.
Well, good deal. Well, like I said, we're going to keep you here all night long, and we appreciate everything you coming on and talking to us and telling us about everything you do, how you do it. And
Sure, well, I appreciate y'all, and thank you.
All right. Well, we'll be in touch, I promise.
All righty.
All right.
See y'all.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye. That was a good call, was it not?
Absolutely.
She's a special young lady. She's got the talent.
She's a lot better on that pot call than she.
Yes, yeah. She's very modest because she can work it. I was really hoping she'd have that with her tonight, but there's next time.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I don't mean, you want to talk about anything else before we get off here? I mean, you want to tell us about all your non-killing events. And
No, there's too many of those to talk about. We'd be here the rest of the night.
Well, like I said, I feel good. Maybe, hopefully, I can get down there with you this weekend. That's the plan anyway. And like I said, if it'll stay cloudy and rain for this eclipse, then I won't have to miss. I wouldn't have to get back so early Sunday to head north.
And if nothing else, we may have to hunt hard all day Saturday and get back.
You're
Saturday
right.
night.
If we get lucky, we'll be through Saturday.
Right.
And you know what Rebecca told me? That's my wife, people. Oh, I'm not supposed to say people, y'all. That's my wife, y'all. She said, the better viewing of the eclipse is going to be in Texas. I said, well, hell, why didn't you say that earlier? We could have planned a hunt in Texas.
We know some people. Think about that. We could have been turkey hunting. I think the eclipse starts around noonish. We could have killed a turkey at noon going to roost. Think about that. That's what, when we were talking about that earlier, I just wonder how messed up that's going to have the birds.
I would love to be in the turkey woods with turkeys in front of me the exact time we go into, they call it something, when we're in total eclipse, when it's completely, it looks like night. It does. You can see all the stars. I saw this last one in 2017, and there's a halo like at dusky dark, you know how you have that orange ring right there in the west after the sun's gone? It's that way, but it's all the way around you, 360 degrees. It's something special. And if anybody out there listening, if you get the chance, and if you live in Kentucky or Indiana or Texas or any of those places it's crossing over, y'all are very lucky. And I hope it's a clear blue sky and you get to see it, because we'll never see it again, or at least not in my lifetime. I don't know when the next one is, but if you ever see it once, you'll want to see it again. And I did see it once. I want to see it again. That's why I'd give up turkey hunting a little bit to go see it. But it looks like the weather's going to hamper that. My two places, Indiana and Arkansas, both are kind of, looks like it's going to be cloudy and rainy. So anyway, I've killed 2 turkeys. I'm not ashamed.
Goose egg for me.
Like I said, we'll rectify that. Anyway, I guess until, a week from now, I don't know. We got anything going? I mean, nothing's going to interfere with us. We do have another guest we'll have on in a week or two. So I don't know. Let's see, the next weekend, is that the weekend you're taking off?
Next weekend's Kentucky.
Oh, is it the weekend after that? No, that's Tennessee.
That's Tennessee.
When are you and the wife taking your little siesta trip? Birthday trip? Is it her birthday?
Yeah, like the 3rd week of April.
Oh, okay. I'll go up there by myself back. I'll go see, what is his name? Ananias or whatever it is. Anadias or whatever. Nah, hopefully we're done. I hope we're already done with Kentucky and Tennessee by then.
That would be great. We might could sneak another one in.
Oh, yeah.
The following weekend.
Oh, yes. That would be, yeah.
I mean, I'm looking, as usual.
We could run to Texas.
Or we could run up north somewhere.
Well, you talking about later in May, though. I was talking about if we finished early.
Well, I'm thinking that.
I mean, I've got 2 in Alabama, so nothing's holding me in Alabama. If I don't kill another one, I'll be more than happy.
If I can get one in Alabama, I'm ready to roll. I've got to get that one down, though.
Well, I didn't kill one in Alabama last year. You did. I think you did. I didn't. I missed in Florida. I didn't kill one in Alabama.
Oh, you did what in Florida?
I missed.
So I
didn't shoot a tree, though.
To me, a miss is a miss. Like I say,
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I killed something somewhere. I killed an eastern somewhere. Was it here?
Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. That's right. That's where it was. Because I would have had my single season slam if I
killed Osceola.
If I killed that Osceola, I sure would have. And that was not the gun's fault. I can promise you that. That little gun is a killer, just like the guy that holds it. I guess I was waiting on that dun-dun-dun, but it didn't happen. But so anyway, I guess we need to get on off here. We've been running on close to an hour now, and
yeah, we'll get back with everybody next week and give another update. And you never know who may be on here, or
maybe just us. May have another guest. I don't know. If you know people that want to be on, shoot us an email or give us a DM on Facebook or Instagram and put us in touch with them. We'd love to have them on. Heck, if you want to be on and you're halfway interested, let us know. We're not ashamed. We're still begging Mossy Oak to put us on pro staff. They ain't done it yet. Heck, if you're looking for a pro staff, people, we're not saying we do it, but we'd sure entertain it. So, anyway, I guess until next week, we'll see you and be safe out there and kill a turkey.